What's up, guys? Today I have a new deck battle. I'm going to be running red-yellow Broly Apes with some of the new cards, and then I'm going to go up against black Bobbidi coming from set 9. So just kind of seeing how this deck will perform in the new meta. I'm also running it because of the new 1-drop Champ Pack Bardock that negates when you play him for 1. And it's just a fun deck to play. I always liked Apes, but I didn't really like running red-blue Apes. I don't know, because I really do prefer the color red, like in this card game, so red-yellow Apes is kind of more my thing, a little more playable for me. This deck does have a slow start, though, because you're just clogged with so many 10Ks. So I was a little worried, because I know Bobbidi likes to go off kind of early and then drop their hand to awaken early and then put the pressure on. But yeah, if you guys want to see more decks for new set 9 or me going over set 9 cards, just let me know, and I'll get on that. I do like the Universe 7 stuff, so I might do a video on a deck or two based on that. So you see I just charged Great Ape King Vegeta, because I already had one in hand and then I passed. I know Bobbidi can't really go off until about turn 3. I know sometimes turn 2 they can have like some plays with like the smaller boos. I'm pretty sure, at least. I haven't gone up against the deck too much, but I just know turn 3 is like their big turn when they play out the big 6-drop. So, good thing I went first here, because you do want to get off your King Vegeta Ape before they play out their big boo, just because that boo, once he's tapped, and now you can't draw anymore with your battle cards. So playing out King Vegeta and then awakening on that turn, and then when you swing in, you can combo off all your apes and then play them out. It's really strong. So I was hopefully trying to get more apes in hand later game when I did play out King Vegeta for 3, just so I could have more like targets to play out, since he does reduce combo cost of all Saiyans in your hand by 1, which just basically gives you a bunch of super combos. This deck is also really strong because of the draft box Bardock, that one right there in my hand. Once you have 3 energy, you can rest something and then play him out for free, but you can only play 1 out per turn, I believe. So he is balanced, but he's also really strong, playing him for free and then comboing Will of Iron for free, and then getting this 20k double strike blocker off that can restand if you have King Vegeta on field. That's also the reason why I do run these pure-hearted Son Gokus. It's just for being able to search them out maybe later game if I pull Planet Vegeta and I just need more draw power. I can grab a super combo or something like that. I do know the Goten deck is actually not too bad with this, just because it's front side. It lets you search for the King Vegeta. But I don't run too many extra cards in this deck. And King Vegeta is obviously a really good, or Planet Vegeta. I'm sorry, Planet Vegeta. It's a good card. And then searching out the piece, obviously the main piece, which I have on field right now. I played him early on just because I don't believe they have too much early game removal. And I know on the Awakened Leader side, he only hits 3 or less. So I felt pretty safe just leaving him on the board. I just had to survive this 1 turn, then the ape would get on field. I just had to keep my life at 4, which is okay. I had 2 super combos. But I do feel like this black Bobbidi Boo, it's going to be a good like counter meta / meta. I feel like it will be able to counter some of the meta decks like the Gohan Piccolo multicolor. Obviously, there's going to be the degenerate people that run 7-drop Gogeta with it and then use the leader effect to make you go down to 1 card, which is gross. But like the one I had built, which is just purely hand destruction, is swinging in with double strikes for game. This deck can obviously go really good against it. And then you spam out the boos that all have double strike critical, and then you get to the 6-drop, which only lets them draw with leader effect. So it's really strong. Broly is decent against this, just because on his Awakened side, he can draw 1 and then also take a life. I know the boo only hits cards from going from your deck to your hand, but just it's another way for Broly being able to let you draw 2, because you swing with him, draw 1, and then you take the life, and then you can swing again, draw another 1. And that's not counting the card you get from in hand. Turles came out, so I know he's trying to pressure me down early, because he didn't want me to get that extra plus off by swinging with the leader and then taking a life and drawing 1, which makes sense. But I got to go on here. He's swinging in. I feel pretty safe with the 2 super combos. I was wondering if he's going to combo like hard right here or something, but he ends up not. So I'm just going to super combo out of it, you know, go up to 20k. Yeah. And so with the other meta, I feel like it's set up pretty nice for kind of like the decks to be able to counter each other and not just having one deck that reigns supreme. Obviously, aggro is always going to be super good, but like Boo, it can go off no hand, so any hand destruction decks aren't really strong against it, just because the deck doesn't really care if it gets hand destruction. I play out the King Vegeta here, and then I'm going to awaken on tap 2, just so you guys know. And then as you can see, I got the Apes in hand, so I'm ready to play out a field. But going back on to the Boo stuff, so like the new cell chain, I feel it's a little lackluster. I was hoping they were going to do something to bring back the big 7-drop cell that warps your, or gets rid of your whole hand but 3. But they added a new one. I feel like it's pretty strong. If you do run the starter deck later, it goes off pretty quick, so you can get a fat hand, but I feel like Cell's more like mid-range and then likes to untap 2. I feel like just that's how green likes. I don't feel like too many green decks or leaders are very strong when they're given the draw 2 awaken ability. And so right here, I'm going to combo off Will of Iron because I did play out the Draft Box Bardock for free. I'm going to play him out and get another ape on field. I wish I had the Great Ape or the Planet Vegeta just so I could untap him at the end of the turn, but with all these basically 0 cost 10Ks in hand, obviously I'm not really nervous at all. But just as you guys know, the new Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game is actually coming out. As I'm recording this, it comes out tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, whenever it's coming out. So I kind of want to start. I'm going to try and do a couple videos of that, maybe like a gameplay walkthrough. But it will not like take over like videos that I would be uploading for Dragon Ball cards. So just an example, say if I'm on like a good schedule and uploading like 2 times per week just for Dragon Ball cards, I will upload like a 3rd time just for Dragon Ball Kakarot. So it won't take away from the uploads for the cards, for the card game. It's just some more uploads, different content, if you guys would like to see that, and obviously I'll get your feedback when the video comes out. So I do combo off the Great Ape Prince Vegeta, but it does say you have to grab the Great Ape, so I end up grabbing him here, but I don't really want him too bad. So I think I end up discarding him here just because all the cards I had in my hand were actually pretty strong. But I might end up discarding a Bardock, I think, actually, just because, yeah. I kind of was trying to dig for a second Raiders Warcry because he does become a 1-cost combo. So I could have played 2 out this turn for 2 energy, which insane value. And then I have the Unbreakable. So I knew once I passed here, he was going to play out the big Boo. Like after he goes through like the chain of all the Boos, like absorbing all the way up. So I kept all these draw cards because I wanted to use them to draw into like maybe more important pieces to win the game. Just so when he does drop the Boo, that basically locks me from drawing. I'm still able to like win the game with some threats and not just kind of get locked out and then get chipped away and die. So going on to his 3rd turn, he's gonna charge the Buuhan, I think is what he charged. And he's just swinging into the Great Ape Vegeta. Luckily, Great Ape Vegeta is 25k, so he's going to have to combo up pretty high to even like make it a threat, just because of all the big cards I have in hand. And I feel like this like red-yellow ape deck could be strong. Obviously, it depends how the format's going. If the format does end up slowing down a little bit from like the Universe 7 with playing all their extra cards, and like this Boo deck not really going off until turn 3, and I don't know. I know Cell's kind of mid-range, so maybe him too. But decks like that kind of have a slow start also, I feel like this deck will do pretty well, because you do need to get to turn 3 for your plays to start happening. So if a deck doesn't kill you before then, like Baby Vegeta does, I feel like this deck does have a chance in the meta. Possible. I didn't run any multicolor cards in this, just because you only need to charge the 1 red for the Raditz and the Topo, and I run the Raditz to stop them from untapping, for drawing, and then for the arrival for my King Vegeta. Because I really don't like having to pay one to use Unbreakable or use like a multicolor card to meet the requirement, so I'd rather just do 2 5Ks. Sorry for like the cut that happened in the video. My internet had went out, so I just cut that out. Luckily, he stayed in the match because I felt like it was a pretty good match, and this was his big turn. So good thing he stayed. But yeah, like going on to the other cards, like cards I want to see in set 9, or maybe like secret rares. I'm hoping, obviously, one of the secret rares will be like Mastered Ultra Instinct, or maybe like Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Goku or Vegeta. I feel like it could be like when Goku and Frieza beat Jiren at the end, and they're both like punching him, and like Goku's like the Super Saiyan but not really, and then Frieza's like trying to power up. I feel like that'd be a good card. I feel like there'll probably be a Boo secret rare just to make the deck even better, because I feel like this deck could probably use like a good Boo secret rare at the very end to end it all. And then for the third one, it's obviously going to be like a yellow green, just because those are the only 2 color secret rares for the new sets that don't have any, is the red, blue, and green, yellow. I just don't know if they're going to make it like a Universe 11 Jiren, or like something like that, or like Topo, or God of Destruction Topo, or if they're going to make it Cell, or one of the androids or something. Or, for all you know, they can do kind of like one that works with both decks. How SS4, like Vegeta, he works for any green-yellow deck, or green-blue deck. Getting the colors mixed up. But if they do something like that where it just works, if you're just running the 2 colors, I feel like that will be pretty strong. Hoping the Universe 7 one isn't too broken. I feel like it won't be too high up in price, just because everyone's going to be wanting to run the Awakened Power, Victory Strike, just because you play out that 6-drop Goku, the SR1, and then he like untaps 3 of your energy, and then you can play out Victory Strike, and then you have 2 open energy up to just drop your whole hand on the combo. So red decks might be making a comeback, just because you can run counterplay Vegeta to stop the 6-drop, so he gets like minus 20k power or whatever it is, and then they swing in with Victory Strike, and then you can after image, lowering them down a lot, because it's not necessarily negating the attack, so his power will still get decreased. So might have to pick up another red deck. Kind of want to run blue Ultimate Gohan, more of an aggro format with him, or do like an Android 17. I'm not really a huge fan of running all the extra cards for the Master Ultra Instinct Surge Goku deck. Obviously it's really strong. I might end up running it, but I just don't see I like having a bunch of battle cards to combo with and play with, but I'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try a couple decks running U7 Gohan leader, because they do have the new 1-drop Whis that can search out the Tournament of Power arena, and then there's the Krillin that searches top 7 for like the We Are Universe 7, the Tournament of Power arena, and then some other cards. So the Krillin and he searches like top 7, so you're pretty guaranteed to plus with Krillin. So that way you have Krillin and you have Ready to Fight Son Goku both ready for you to plus, because the whole thing with Gohan is sometimes you got to play Master Roshi's out just for 1, but they don't really do anything for you just so you can combo off and draw 2. So you're kind of only really plussing 1, because you are using the 1 energy to play out Roshi and not plussing, but getting out Ready to Fight, so he replaces himself, and then you use him to combo and draw 2. Obviously really strong. So he just went up through his whole chain right now. I'm going to use the Bardock Negate right here. I felt like it was a good play. I wanted to find another Will of Iron. I was hoping to get from my leader draws next turn, to be able to evolve over him for free, just to have more threats to finish the game with. So he's going to awaken here. I made sure to knock him to 5. That way he's an uneven life when he does take the 2 life and draws his 3 and flips over. I thought he was going to drop a card with the leader effect and then send the Bardock under him, which he didn't end up doing, which I was a little confused about, because He obviously knows I run Will of Iron. There's one on field. It's not like one can be in play, so maybe he could have done that. Luckily, I didn't have him in hand anyways, but I'm just trying to like think ahead and maybe get in like the mind of the opponent. He's just swinging with Bobbidi to my King Vegeta, so I'm assuming he's just gonna drop his whole hand on him. So I'm just gonna play out the Raiders Warcry, use up my energy before I untap them all, and then I get the double strike ready on field. I don't respond. I don't have a negate, can't topo. And yeah, he's just gonna drop his whole hand, which I'm okay with. He has to combo up pretty high just to even get to the power of King Vegeta, so not too bad. I'm hoping Black Boo can get pretty top tier, because I feel like the deck looks like a lot of fun. Boo decks have always seemed pretty cool to me. They've always been kind of like a counter meta, I felt like. Back when Set 7 released the Blue Boo stuff, when me and my friend and my other friend went to a regional, he actually ran the Blue Boo stuff as like a counter to all the like Super Shenrons, because I would just tell him keep the Boo cooking negates, so when they'd swing with Explore Bulma, you play it, eat it, and now they can't do anything. So I'm hoping this deck does get the same kind of thing. I feel like it's more meta than counter meta, which is okay. Still a strong deck. And now here, he only has 5 cards in hand. The only thing I was really worried about is if he did pull the Bobbidi super combo that gets a 1k for each card in your drop or warp, because that way he can just out combo of like any attack. That super combo is extremely good. So right here, I'm gonna combo up, not too much. I thought he definitely had a super combo or two, so I didn't want to combo up too high in case I had to pass and then keep my energy up for the topo negate. But he's going to take it, go down to 2, and I have 4 double strike threats, since if you count my leader. So I was hoping here he's going to burn. I was going to try and get him to burn some cards down, and then obviously use the leader, take the life, and all that good stuff. But yeah, also let me, like I was talking about earlier, let me know what you guys think about me making some Dragon Ball Kakarot gameplay. Maybe just doing the missions, or if you guys just want to walk through, or some tips, or just me playing, having fun on it. Let me know. I'll probably do an episode or so, just get a feel for it. Because I do think that game looks really cool. It looks pretty fun. I'm a fan of RPG games, so best of both worlds, it's Dragon Ball also. I'm going to swing it with King Vegeta right here, hoping he would drop the super combo, or like right here, the power burst. Just because he is the higher power, so I would assume he would drop it on him. But here I take the life. Obviously going to restand the King Vegeta and swing in again. And that's pretty much going to wrap up the game. He has 5 cards in hand. Doesn't respond. The only thing that could win if he had like another super combo or 2, but I checked his drop. He only had like 7 in there, I think 7 or something in his drop. So I still think he would need to drop some other cards to out combo it. But yeah, that's game. I believe he says that's GG. So let me know what you guys thought about the deck Set 9. I can go over some Set 9 stuff and like that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.